the way that your team fights want to play are fairly easy front to back, but Owner maybe feeling himself here today.
Confidence. Qiyana going to be picked up here. Obviously, can be fantastic engage CC or follow-up CC, but isn't always going to have the same reliable teamfight impact that a Jarvan will bring to the table. This champion used to feel like the LPL special, but it has just been rising in priority. But getting caught out on side lanes, a common story for a lot of teams at this tournament, right? But that's pretty far away. Currently, still seeing some. Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll now go for an invade. We'll see how this one works out. Pretty difficult for him to threaten Owner, but can just go for a steal here. Goes over, never mind, he's waiting over the wall. Observer's highlighting it beautifully, Owner. Likely gonna have to flash here. Lockham's there, might not get the chance. Doesn't even try to get over the big wall. MKOI with first blood. And that's the bot lane prio paying off. Of course, for now, T1 have an advantage of their own, and JoJo's pretty far up. Waterblade ready to go for Owner. JoJo can continue to step into Faker, but he just does not have any health. Phase rush, he's gonna get him out for an extra second, but Owner just finishes the kill off effortlessly. Is forced to use the flash, but a nice fire back.
Into this bottom side of the map. It also meant that if they tried to go for any sort of swap there with Supa, would have been able to be matched as well as Doran.
Level 6, immediately going to go all out onto Miro, and Miro flashing away. Doran can flash follow, but after he doesn't connect on the all-out Pathmaker, just decides not to pursue any further.
Yeah, the individual laning phases, small wins for T1.
Going in, immediate knockup, because it's not going to stop the pushback from the Emperor's Divide. JoJo Pune running, but Owner happy to grab another carry on the way as well. Instead, going to turn his attention to the wave. Elyoya finally here, but it's just too late. The lanes for MKOI getting picked off so quickly as Keria even now tries to deny little bits of farm.
Great timing there from T1. You can see MKOI were aware of the level 6.
Faker comfortable in the mid lane. Gold leads everywhere except for Alvaro, who of course has the extra assist and picked up a couple extra minions after that last bot wave was pushed in. But slow, steady retreat here as Elyoya gets lower and lower. Supa there to cover as well. I think they would have liked to force out the Crescent Guard from Elyoya. Debating if they can turn this back onto Guma. Guma quick flash to safety. MKOI nice patience, knowing they have the control ward there to cover them. Bursts through that Xin if he's not able to get that ultimate down and really deny a lot of that effective sustain as TP coming in on the bottom side. Mirwen locking up Gumayushi, immediately taking him into the death realm, but he just quickly walks back, uses the power of the ult. To the 1v1, the Q flash forward. Gumayushi may have overstayed as well. He's about to get taken out. Mirwen knows he has that one in the bag. Carrier now running out to safety. Extra movement speed coming in. That's the power of the spellbook Ghost. T1 caught a bit of sleep at the wheel. Risky proposition for Guma. Might have been a bit of a caster curse, honestly.
Yeah.
Hyped him up just for him to get 1v1'd.
But he's not used to running TP, you know, so not exactly in the best of spots. Keria.
Now sprinting out. Flashing as well. Finally going to use the Unbreakable. This man is determined to live. Has a taxied off of Elyoya, but no one else is coming. They're going to use the Shockwave as well. Keria will eventually fall. Surely Keria will... Okay, Keria has fallen. All is okay. Instead, unfortunately, a bit of a flub from the bot lane of T1. Mirwen looking to rinse and repeat here. Pullback does connect onto Guma. Do they want to keep the dive going? They don't even need to go that deep. Just obliterates him. Keria gonna get taken out. Well, they know he has no unbreakable will. MKOI grab another 2 in the mid lane. It's scary. I'm just, you know, that is a hard man to stop from getting into your back line as Faker tries to make the difference himself. Does get the flash out of JoJo Pune. JoJo Pune keeping the extension going. Shockwave gonna force the flash back from Faker. Keria and Owner there to cover, but neither side gonna grab a kill. Just a flash and ult trade on both sides. Top wave and mid wave essentially even. Mirwen gonna push in on the bottom side though. Try to deny some CS, try to get some plates. So MKOI recognize they're down a man. They don't want to commit the TP. Immediate exhaust on the Keria. 2-man knockup with the pulverize. Good damage down. Forced to use the Unbreakable will, but he's so low. Supa pushes for a bit more, and it's the big one to get it done. Redemption coming in the mid lane. It's going to heal up the minion as well. Keep the push onto this tower going. And Elyoya wants Guma. MKOI are bloodthirsty and fearless in the mid lane. Faker trying to respond with a push in the meantime, but it's MKOI with a massive lead.
So I think that's what MKOI spotted going, hang on, where is this Qiyana? She has to be on the bottom side, but JoJo
finding out firsthand exactly where Keria is. Lockdown coming in. Q-Flash goes in forward for Doran. Pushback coming through on the Pathmaker. Pulls him out of the Redemption. Knocks him down. Owner picks up the kill. Killing spree for the Qiyana. Does have access to the Redemption, but instead is just going to opt to reset. Herald used in the bottom lane as Owner finds Supa. Face first, pushes him back to the wall, immediately CC'd. Flash forward with the Shockwave. Excellent teamwork, but Owner's still going to be able to find his way out. Now Guma's moving in. Ulti is going to connect, but it's Elyoya who body blocks. Elyoya with the Crescent Guard, but the snipe from Guma. Dead center right between the eyes to find the double as MKOI are now on the retreat, and T1 take the fight in the river.
The MKOI carries tried to combo, but it's T1 who were able to find the fight that they want with the positioning and the snipe from Guma. They managed to get the Otacon off the back of it.
Mirwin going to stop any charge from the Herald in the bottom lane, but
T1 just ever so slightly ahead now. MKOI tries to brute force their way in through the mid lane. Faker is separated.
hot. Charm is there. Lock up on Owner, but he goes invisible for a brief moment. Now he's pulled him to the Death Realm up against Mirwin. Ulti is really going to do nothing, but Owner's still able to retreat forward now. Alvaro taken down. Owner coming over the wall, going to pop out in a brief moment. Wants to get the grass blade, doesn't have time. That's the shutdown, but it should be super uncontested. Instead it's Keria coming in with the pulverize, and now it's Elyoya versus the world. He goes into the Faker, but there's too many people. There's not enough sky to sunder. There's nothing left to guard. Jojo wants to make the difference, but Guma grabs it. 3-man shockwave. He just doesn't have the damage yet. He doesn't have the items. Jojo keeps him low, but Doran wants to keep going. Q3 ready to pop. Pull through on the all-out. Looking for the Pathmaker to confirm. Tries to predict Jojo, and it just doesn't work. Doran looks like he's about to fall. Nice sidestep on Guma's Q, but Doran just barely able to walk away.
It's the Canadian mid laner trying his best, but it's Faker who's better and snipes him out.
I don't even know if that was necessary.
Supa and Elyoya are so worried about Owner as he comes out. Jojo has been completely isolated. Now Alvaro is in the same boat.
Alvaro caught, will just get taken out there. Important to highlight in the fight, Doran perfectly calculating the Pathmaker, the Cassante W, to catch Mirwin.
Have you never listened to her voice lines? She is very pumped.
Yeah, pumped up. Guma potentially caught out. Alvaro not able to hit the charm. Only connects on the Keria. Redemption going in. Q flash from Mirwin. Redemption response from T1. This is a bit of an awkward start. Mirwin losing a ton of health. Pulls Keria into the Death Realm. And now it's Doran into the backside. 4 members strong from MKOI. Slowly working through the health bars, but down goes Mirwin. Doran only losing about 60% HP. No, it's not. Supa losing about 20% HP just for walking in. TP in for Doran, solo zoning Supa, gonna ult him back through the wall. It's gonna take all of MKOI to turn. Doran now trying to retreat back into the waiting arms of his team. In the meantime, the Baron has been taken out. Faker and Owner easily two-manning it. MKOI, brief moment where they have control of mid, but really nothing else for them to get.
Yeah, for MKOI, I think you're hoping on a miracle shockwave. Jojo near Shadow Flame, but even then, oh, hang on, Alvaro
on the flank. Nice backstep from Faker. Able to get a bit of CC down. Shockwave going in, but it's really not doing the damage they need. That's the supreme display of talent. I said I'd say ultimate, but I didn't. I couldn't help myself. MKOI getting the objective bounty in the meantime. Looks like the tower did fall in the bottom lane. But they're just being zoned off, pushed away. May come down to the 50-50 steal if Elyoya wants to poke his head in.
Nah, I think it's done for. This is what I was about to say, was the fact that you don't really have that damage on Jojo, and that Banshee's Veil on Faker just makes him so difficult to lock down, and he is the key target, or top of mid, but is this something?
TP? Faker feels good because he has a death cap, and oh god, he wants to use it! Redemption going in! That looks completely insane, but my man, did he do the math?
That was a display of talent. That was some damage from Faker on that play. MKOI kicked to the curb after that.
The brief moment where they thought they might do something. Oh, Faker's just going to kill everybody by himself. All right. We've learned that the best player of all time's most played champion might be worth taking away. Guma just continues to free fire. One wave coming in on the top side, likely the end here. MKOI some good looks in that mid game, some good picks, some good angles on the T1's bottom line. As Alvaro gets things kicked off on the Faker. Nice initial bit of damage, but he comes out relatively unscathed. A lot of cooldowns missing. Redemption to get the health bars back up. Alvaro needs to backstep. Big damage. Doran going unstoppable for a moment. Q3 pulls him back through. Elyoya in the midst of everything, but Doran getting lower. The tower not quite enough. Supreme delay. Talent coming in. Owner still standing for an extra second. I think they've overstayed a bit, but it just doesn't matter because they're not hitting Faker, and he's got more than enough damage to finish the job. The super minions are here too. It is long, it is drawn out, it is only getting more difficult, but Doran remains standing, T1 remains standing. They've only lost Keria. The Nexus exposed.
The defender's advantage is not really looking like an advantage.
Finally gonna end the game, Rob. They took their sweet time. They wanted a couple extra kills. The icing on top of this game one cake. Faker looking for another, the double to finish it. T1 coming in hot in this first game.
They didn't want to just beat MKOI there. They wanted to crush them. Finding those extra kills, making sure there was no man left standing.